Hi everybody, Mentour Lawyer from outside courtroom 3G in the Leon County Courthouse. Jury selection is in process. Right now, we're in phase 1 of jury selection. Jurors are being asked questions individually in the jury room. The jury room is a place when you see people going in and out of the courtroom, when the judge needs to have a discussion with the lawyers, they go into the jury room. There's a huge table, lots of chairs, coffee, microwave, water, snacks. So right now, when the questioning is being done, it is happening in this jury room. One potential juror is brought in at a time. The judge starts with the questions, the five basic questions that he mentioned at the hearing on Friday. What do they know about the case? What are their sources of media or information about this case? Do they have any hardships that prevent them from being part of the jury in a 3-week jury trial? Sitting in the table, at the head of the table, is Judge Everett. Then next to him on his left, first you have the prosecutors, Georgia Kappelman and Sarah Dugan, and then you have the defense attorneys, Mr. Josh. So Josh is the one who's asking the questions on behalf of the defense. Next to him is Charles Adelson. Next to him at the other head of the table, at the bottom of the table I guess, would be Dan Markel. And so each time a juror is brought in, they get to sit on one side of the table, and this person is first being questioned by the judge, and then the judge, when he's done, asks the prosecutor and the defense if they have any follow-up questions. I sat there and I observed some of the process. I saw the questioning of about 7 or 8 jurors. From my recollection, I didn't take any notes, but 2 of them were excused because they had prior knowledge about the case, and they indicated they couldn't put that aside. And both of those, I think it was 2 or 3, all 3 of them, I think it was 3 actually now, had indicated that they felt that the defendant was guilty. Then there were several people, 2 young African American men, 1 woman maybe in her 40s or 50s, and 2 males, white, in their 40s or 50s, and 1 young man, white male, maybe in his 20s, who said that they had no knowledge whatsoever about this case, didn't watch any media, had 0 knowledge about the case. If they answered like that, and then also said they had no issues with hardship, then they were told they're going to be excused for the afternoon, and they would have to come back to be questioned further, probably tomorrow or the day after. But if they had hardship that they raised, for the most part, those people were excused. So from the ones that I observed, maybe a total of 8 to 10, they kept about 5, so half were kept to come back, and 5 were excused either for cause, because they knew about the case and they couldn't put their prior knowledge aside, or because of hardship. The questioning from Josh, whatever his last name was quite extensive on the issue of media coverage. So even in one, for example, there was one gentleman, a young guy, who said that he had heard a lot about it and that he thought that Mr. Adelson was guilty. And even though there was an apparent agreement between everyone involved that this person was going to be excused, the defense attorney who just entered the team, he started to ask a lot of questions about where he got this information, why does he feel biased, or why does he feel that Mr. Adelson is guilty. So trying to maybe get the judge to hear about how the media has affected the fairness of potential jurors. And the goal, I guess, from the defense is to try to get anyone who has any preconceived notion about the case excluded. And so far, from what I've seen, it is playing out that way. They're playing it safe, and they're only keeping, so far, jurors who have heard nothing about the case. And surprisingly, there were several of those. So I'm going to keep watching as much as I can and reporting back to you guys. I'll tell you that we're working on the stream. Unfortunately, we're still having technical issues. We may have to buy some new hardware, but Ladybug and I are here in the courtroom, in the media room, trying to fix it. So if we can, we will stream the trial, and if we cannot, we'll not stream it, but I'll be reporting live from the courthouse or after the fact, and I'll be watching the trial. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Mentour Lawyer. Hey everybody, one of the interesting things that I wanted to let you know is that in this jury room where they're doing the questioning of the individual potential jurors, Charles Adelson sitting right there just a few feet away from each potential juror. He's sitting there dressed with a suit, smiling to them. That's quite bizarre, but eventually people who will have been selected to be on this jury will have sat in the same table with Charles Adelson. Thanks for watching, Mentour Lawyer.